Hi, welcome back to Science 1206, the Sustainability of Ecosystems unit. I'm Ms. Ledwell, and in this video, we'll discuss trophic levels. Let's get started. Each step in the food chain is called a trophic level. Trophic levels represent the positions that organisms occupy in a food chain, which are defined by how the organisms gain energy. Trophic levels include primary producers and consumers. Primary producers are organisms that can make their own food through photosynthesis. Consumers are organisms that obtain their energy by eating other organisms. Primary producers, also known as autotrophs, make up the first trophic level and produce their own food through photosynthesis by directly capturing energy from the sun. Primary producers form the base of all food chains and are vital for the energy flow in ecosystems. In terrestrial ecosystems, various types of plants, such as grass, form the bases of food chains. Phytoplankton form the bases of food chains in marine ecosystems. Now we'll take a look at consumers. Consumers are also called heterotrophs. Consumers cannot make their own food, so they must obtain nutrients from the food they eat. There are many levels of consumers. Primary consumers make up the second trophic level and are also called herbivores. They eat primary producers, or plants, and obtain energy from the energy stored in plants. Secondary consumers feed on primary consumers, herbivores, and they make up the third trophic level. Tertiary consumers are carnivores that eat other carnivores. They make up the fourth trophic level. Examples include eagles and crocodiles. Quaternary consumers occupy the highest trophic level. They are also known as apex predators or top predators because they have no natural predators in the ecosystems they live in. Quaternary consumers primarily eat tertiary consumers, which are other predators. Common examples include lions, wolves, polar bears, and sharks. Note that the distinction between tertiary and quaternary consumers is not always clear-cut and depends on the context of the food web. Let's look at an example of trophic levels. In this example, we start out with phytoplankton, a primary producer. Next, we have zooplankton or zooplankton, a primary consumer. So this would be a herbivore that eats producers. Following our primary consumer, we have a secondary consumer, which eats primary consumers. So we have capelin. They'll eat herbivores like zooplankton. Next, we have a tertiary consumer. In this case, we have cod as our example, which is a large fish. Following that, we have a quaternary consumer, which would be a shark. And a shark is called an apex predator or a top predator because it has no natural predators. Now it's time to continue to the next video. Before you do, pause for a half-minute recharge, rise, reach, and stretch before moving on to the next video.